Let's say you're going on holiday for a nice break, but whilst on the plane, the unthinkable happens and you're forced to crash land on a deserted island. What are you going to do to survive? Especially with no internet or Netflix. Rule number 1. Try not to panic. You cannot change your position right now, so panicking isn't going to help. In fact, it's only going to make things worse. Look at the bright side. You've survived a plane crash and stepped on some new land, and you can finally work on that tan of yours. Once feeling better, you should look for other survivors along the coastline. The more people there are, the more survival skills you'll have together. This will also help with your mental health, as you'll have companions to talk to. So now we have some new friends. How are we going to survive? Well, the first thing you need is resources. Check both the crash site and the beach and search for as many resources as possible. Normal everyday items can become the difference between survival and not. The most important resource we need is water. The body cannot live without fluids for more than 3 or 4 days. However, you can survive over 3 weeks without food. Drinking salt water is no way out, so you'll need to find another source to be content and healthy. Try using any containers or bottles that you can find and set them out to catch any rainwater that falls. To get as much as you can, use large leaves to catch raindrops and funnel them into containers. You should then boil these to help sterilize the water. The further inland you go, the better your odds are of finding a water source. If the island is large enough, there's a chance of finding streams and waterfalls. If there's no rainfall or fresh water on the island, but you've managed to find a sheet of plastic, you can make solar water by digging a hole in the sand up near the edge of the trees. Fill the gaps surrounding the container with anything wet, like wet leaves. Place your plastic sheet over the hole and anchor the sheet in place with larger rocks around the hole's edge. Place one small rock in the center of the plastic just over the reservoir. Condensation will start to happen on the underside of the plastic and run to the center. It will drip into the reservoir, filling it with distilled drinking water. Great, you've found fresh water, but now you need somewhere to sleep. You can build a simple teepee by following these steps. Gather 10 to 20 long branches. The thicker the branches, the safer your teepee will be. Stick 3 of these branches into the ground to create a tripod. Put the remaining branches around the tripod in a circle. Be sure to leave an area free for your entrance. Find the largest leaves you can and place them all around to create a cover. So we've finished building our shelter, but it's getting cold, so we're going to need a fire. Using the small twigs, create a teepee shape with a tinder placed in the center. If you have glasses, binoculars or a camera, use the lens to concentrate the rays onto the tinder to ignite them. If you don't have any of these though, don't worry, you can use the fire plow method. Using a hard stick, rub the end up and down on the groove to create friction. The wood will slowly start to burn and you can blow on it to help the flame catch fire. So now we have fire, but what about food? Your best source of food will most likely be fish in the shallow areas surrounding the beach. To catch a fish, the most straightforward technique is to make a long spear from one of the branches you find on the island. Make the tip as sharp and long as possible. If you stand on the rocks, this will be better, since it will be less likely to alarm the fish. So paradise-like islands can also be home to dangerous animals. You should be aware of any possible creatures that might be in the area. For protection, try carrying a spear or a longbow from any branches that you can find lying around. You should always make sure to have a fire lit, especially at night, as it will keep away any wild beasts from your campsite. So now it's time to think about being rescued. You can use large tree branches to send an SOS signal on the sand for any aircraft above. If you plan to leave the island though, you're going to need to build a raft. The 2 things you'll need to create a raft are logs and vine. You'll need to collect 10 to 20 logs and tree trunks that are no thicker than 12 inches in diameter. Cut notches in the logs in the places where your vine will be looped to hold each other together. You'll then want to tie the vine into the notches of the logs over and underlap them from one log to the next. When you're done with your raft, be sure to test it in shallow water. The last thing you want is to find out your raft needs repairs after you've already left the island. If you've decided to stay on the island, try to keep yourself busy, but don't forget to relax. Relaxation is crucial in terms of regaining physical and mental strength, refreshing your mind and body. If you have the chance, train your language, skill, write something down or sing to yourself, whatever helps you relax the most. You did it, you managed to get rescued and you're back home. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it helps us a lot. Till next time, thanks for watching and I hope you have a lovely day.